here at the scene of the crime spree, right behind me.
Strange. Vice Mayor Strange, you'll address her properly.
You can kiss my foot.
Mr. Rickard, you're out of order.
FBI, we are asking you to investigate this council. Please look into this council, how they award contracts, the bid process, how they use their positions to benefit their friends and themselves, how they use their positions to attack residents and critics and neighbors and business competition. FBI, will you please look into this?
And I welcome the FBI here. If you notice, Mr. Thompson, with his plea for the FBI and his watchdog group, this city runs the cleanest in this whole county. I guarantee
He
that.
was served a federal subpoena this morning.
Did receive a subpoena this morning, and we're going to cooperate 100% with the subpoena. And
Most of you who were involved up here, you gaslighted me. You tried to say I was crazy. And now we know that that's not true. And there's a lot of other issues I've been asking about as well.
You may know that I've accused the city of Panama City Beach of intentionally flooding Lowwater Lake. And I believe it was 26 houses were flooded during Hurricane Sally because they wanted it flooded. They did not clear the low water outfall prior to the hurricane coming, like they always do when there are big rain events. But as it happens, and they did that, by the way, so that in their application for millions in grant money, 21 million, they could use that as a pretext. And they did. They duped the state that got HUD money from the federal government, and they were able to give it to places affected by Hurricane Michael. And so the city lied. And they were indeed awarded $21 million. They swindled it, is what they did. And it turns out that's not the only place. So if you live in Bay County and you believe that flooding has gotten worse in your city or in the county, you're not going to believe what I'm going to show you tonight. Straight from the horse's mouth, right out of Mark Sheldon's mouth at the last meeting, he admits they've been allowing Alf Coleman to flood, to be dark without the appropriate street lights. If I'm not mistaken, there have been terrible accidents over there. People have been hurt, and the flooding is just absolutely unbelievable. And the city hasn't done anything, not a single thing. Why have they not done a single thing other than hire consultants and make promises? But they haven't fixed anything for years. Has Alf Coleman been a bad flood zone for a long time? Well, tonight, you're going to hear straight from Mark Sheldon exactly why that's the case. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that probably right off the top. I want you to see that. And I'll show you that right after this. It's a hot time in Florida, and my friend Ryan could make sure your air conditioning is running at peak efficiency. He could even install a new one, built to a higher standard, American standard. Find out more at PCAirrepair.com. Also, they can get more millions of dollars of federal money, and you won't believe who helped them. I'm going to show you. Former congressman helped them get this latest grant money. But here's Mark Sheldon at the last city council meeting, only last Thursday night.
I want to give thanks to both Floridian Partners and Capitol Hill Consulting for helping us secure the grant that we've been waiting on for a while for Alf Coleman. And I know that's been a road that we've been wanting to start on. And what folks didn't know is we couldn't do anything on that road. We couldn't put a shovel in the ground, or it would have avoided us the ability to get the grant, right? So we had to wait, and we kept waiting. And both those groups of lobbying firms worked very hard to help us get that funding, and I'm very excited. And I want to thank both of them publicly, because without them, I don't know if the grant would be here today. I know they were burning up FEMA as we were burning up the phones here to make sure that we were getting everything done that we could. But both those groups played a tremendous role in this as well.
He thought that was a positive thing to say, because to money mover Sheldon, the only thing he cares about is getting more millions of dollars of grant money so they can award their friends and their contracting buddies who donate to their campaigns. And who the hell knows how much some people are getting in kickbacks. Who thinks that kickbacks are going on? Who thinks racketeering is going on in the city of Panama City Beach and elsewhere? I mean, you heard that. You didn't quite hear. Listen closely what he says. The reason they didn't even put a shovel in the ground, the reason they haven't fixed anything, is because insatiably they're chasing federal grants.
I want to give thanks to both Floridian Partners and Capitol Hill Consulting for helping us secure the grant that we've been waiting on for a while for Alf Coleman. And I know that's been a road that we've been wanting to start on. And what folks didn't know is we couldn't do anything on that road. We couldn't put a shovel in the ground, or it would have avoided us the ability to get the grant, right? So we had to wait, and we kept waiting. And both those groups of lobbying firms worked very hard to help us get that funding. And I'm very excited. And I want to thank both of them publicly, because without them, I don't know if the grant would be here today. I know they were burning up FEMA as we were burning up the phones here to make sure that we were getting everything done that we could. But both those groups played a tremendous role in this as well.
What folks didn't know. Now, why didn't folks know that, Mayor Sheldon? Because you guys are dishonest and deceitful. That's why folks didn't know for years. So if you've ever had a problem with flooding on Alf Coleman, now you know why. Oh, that's misinformation, Bernie. Well, it's straight from the horse's mouth, is it not? You know, I wish more people did know. I wish you would help me get more people to know what they're doing around here. Because do you think WJHG is going to show it? WMBB, perhaps. News Herald? They're not going to show it. And I hope that you will, though. You can tag friends or share it if you think this is important. You're not going to believe what else I'm going to show you in a moment. I'm going to show you a St. Joe representative who came up there at the last meeting on Thursday night. Oh, my God. Talking about how many homes they're building and developments they're building up by the oh gosh, what is it? The park over there by City Hall up north. Somebody tell me the name. The Conservation Park. So up there, St. Joe owns most of that land up there, if not all of it. And they're building, you ready for this? They're building hundreds of homes, not for just you. No, for the St. Joe workers. Yeah. They're going to be, a bunch of people in the homes, and they're going to have buses and transportation to take these people to build their developments that are now in full swing. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that the St. Joe company can develop, when they do develop all of this stuff, a helicopter, by the way, there's going to be a helicopter pad too. So when they do build all that and lay all that concrete, do you think that there are going to be more impervious surfaces or fewer? Do you think it's going to help with flooding or hurt with flooding? Okay. Also, can they develop on that land if it's wet? If it's a wetland? What do you think they're going to do with the water that can no longer be absorbed into the soil? I wonder what they could be. Oh, maybe they'll put it in underground pipes and run it downhill and discharge it into the Gulf right near the end of the city pier. That's what they're doing. So you want to see this? So who thinks the St. Joe company is really calling the shots. You say, Bernie, yeah, what evidence do you have? That's the new thing, right? There's no evidence to suggest that St. Joe's calling the shots. Oh, contraire, mon frere. Let me show you this. Mon frere, let me show you this. This book here is called The Green Empire, and it's written by these two ladies. Came out, published in 2005, okay? And these two ladies, they did so much research. It's called The Green Empire if you want to get it on Amazon. It's unbelievable. And interviews, they interviewed Lee Sullivan. It was unbelievable research they did. But there's one paragraph that I want to read to you. Jerry Ray is an executive at the St. Joe Company. Jerry Ray. I heard that name before. I remember in 2015, the county paid Jerry Ray and William Harrison, a local kingmaker who focuses his attention mostly at Bay High and downtown Panama City. All right, William Harrison. Those two guys got $100,000 as lobbyists to recommend to the county that we do away with spring break and we turn the entire area, just like this, into geriatric gulch, basically. All right. Now, they got paid $100,000 just for that. Now, Jerry Ray, though, is a St. Joe executive. And in this paragraph right here, okay, on page, where are my glasses? On page 169, here's what it says. And he was being interviewed by these ladies, okay? He says, lack of unity in local governments presented a situation ripe for St. Joe to exert a strong leadership role. This is the authors talking here. And to court these governments under which it preferred to build. They prefer to build in Panama City Beach. If the people in Bay County could not coordinate planning, then St. Joe would be, quote, calling the shots, end quote, said Jerry Ray. Calling the shots. Hey, you should have coordinated your own damn local governments. But since you haven't, here we are. So what is the St. Joe Company going to do? I'm sorry, I should have phrased that properly. What are the Panama City Beach council members and Mayor Mark Money Mover Sheldon, what are they going to do? They're going to do what they're told. That's what they're going to do. All right. You want to see this? So here's the executive. I'm going to show you the executive who comes up. It's not Jerry Ray. It's another guy. It's a lobbyist, really, or I forget what they call them, but he's representing the St. Joe Company. All right. And this guy's going to explain to them what they're going to do. I'll show you in just a moment.
Hand caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saline, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.
All right, this took place just last week.
And as far as the number of bedrooms, I mean, it's being planned for 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms. This is associate housing for the St. Joe Company employees and partnering companies. So one of the intent is to have buses that will come in and pick up large groups and take them to the different facilities where they do work. So there will be some transportation provided by the St. Joe Company through there. So all those residents will not be just driving up, up and down the roads.
Understand. Copy that. Okay. Anybody have any board discussion? No. Sir.
Yes, sir, Mayor and Council, thank you. This is
The baggage claim area and the baggage check-in and Parker Hazing. What's the experience?
Oh, boy. You know what? Clearly, I didn't edit that properly. I think what I want to do is, I could let it roll on, right? But it's ridiculous. I think what I'm going to do is share that with you. There's going to be a lot of news this week. I'm going to share what he said with you soon. All right. This week for sure. But let's go back to what Mayor Mark Sheldon said. Allowing the flooding on Alf Coleman, right? I want you to listen close. It's a short clip. Listen close. Who helped out? Here's a hint. Capitol Hill Consulting. It's a lobbying firm in Washington, D.C., and wait till you see who's one of the big players.
I want to give thanks to both Floridian Partners and Capitol Hill Consulting for helping us secure the grant that we've been waiting on for a while for Alf Coleman. And I know that's been a road that we've been wanting to start on. And what folks didn't know is we couldn't do anything on that road. We couldn't put a shovel in the ground, or it would have avoided us the ability to get the grant, right? So we had to wait, and we kept waiting. And both those groups of lobbying firms worked very hard to help us get that funding. And I'm very excited. And I want to thank both of them publicly, because without them, I don't know if the grant would be here today. I know they were burning up FEMA as we were burning up the phones here to make sure that we were getting everything done that we could. But both those groups played a tremendous role in this as well.
Is that so? Well, let's take a look at who Capitol Hill Consulting is. Here's the team. Do you see any names you recognize? See, our team, Capitol Hill Consulting Group. Whoa, what the? Look at that. Former Congressman Steve Sutherland. He used to be he was a 2-term congressman in the House from Panama City. And now he's a lobbyist. So he used the House of Representatives in order to secure a $1 million job as a lobbyist. What do they do anyway? I mean, we could look through some of this stuff, I suppose. That's the team. Let's go to home. Let's just poke around. Capitol Hill Consulting Group. This is the group that Mayor Mark Sheldon wanted to thank. Dynamic consulting is what they do. See that? You can read that as well as I can, I suppose. They're a bipartisan government relations firm dedicated to providing comprehensive, individually tailored strategies to meet the diverse needs of our clients. We offer specialized lobbying and services in tax, trade, financial services, appropriations, environment, energy, all of it. There he is, Steve Sutherland on the Hill. You can look over this, and it's really quite a group there. Can you imagine, sir, going to being sent to Washington, D.C. to represent the people, and you end up a lobbyist? I don't even want to get into that right now, I suppose. But that's Capitol Hill Consulting Group, and they're bringing in millions of dollars. And that is the reason that nothing's been done on Alf Coleman. You know, if there was any journalism, and remember what I say, the extent to which there's local public corruption is the extent to which local news doesn't cover it. See, when local news relied, like news, let's take a newspaper, for example. When they relied on subscribers, who do you think they cared about the most? Right, subscribers. Now they rely on their public-private partners. People like Mayor Mark Sheldon, who owns Gulf Coast Jam and Sand Jam and gets $1.5 million a year for those to put on Gulf Coast Jam and Sand Jam. Have you been to any of those recently? Well, maybe soon. But he's still getting the money, and he spends that money on marketing, right? On the big companies that own the local news outlets, the public-private partners, and they're not going to say a damn thing to upset the TDC or Mayor Mark Sheldon. The news outlets, the newspaper, when they have those big tourism ads or Gulf Coast Jam ads, that sort of stuff. So the news outlets now want to please them, not you. Advertisers are who they want to please. And now that the new administration in Washington wants to just help local news outlets are going to get welfare from Washington State, the capital, Washington State, from the capital. Do you think news outlets are going to be better watchdogs or better lapdogs when they get federal money too? It's just sickening, isn't it? It's sickening. I mean, it just, this is my craft. And to know that people aren't getting information because some people will say anything to you for a little prestige or a little bit of money. It gets me almost cursing mad So I got to take a deep breath. And while I do that, I want to tell you about one of my favorite places.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
So at the meeting on Thursday night in Panama City Beach, I brought up the city is beset with lawsuits. Oh, my goodness. They've got a racial discrimination lawsuit going on. And in this racial discrimination lawsuit, and it's legit, it's unbelievable. The trial is set for March. And the attorney is Marie Maddox, and she doesn't lose these kind of lawsuits. And officials in City Hall are being deposed. This is going to be a big deal in March. But there's also, remember, the former city manager Tony O'Rourke's whistleblower lawsuit. Well, I brought these up at the last meeting. And I also brought up the fact that the city of Panama City Beach government on Facebook is hiding comments, and they're lying about it. They are saying they're only hiding comments with profanity, or they're only hiding advertising and marketing posts. That's not true. Miss Sarah Moon posted all kinds of data and information and links. They delete her all the time. And I know more of you who get your comments deleted. Let me see what you're saying now. Oh, thank you so much, Denise, the name of the guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. And he did introduce himself. And when I get that video clipped right, I will make sure to show it. Fraud. Okay. All right. So it's just unbelievable. So what I want to do is show you what I wrote. And I want to show you how dishonest Mayor Sheldon is and how he closed the meeting on Thursday. First, let me show you how he closed the meeting on Thursday, okay? I brought up, you guys are deleting comments. And do you know that's illegal for a city to do that? It's sort of like covering up comments at a town hall is how the law has begun to look at these things. And cities are being sued and losing lawsuits over hiding comments, critical comments on Facebook. So for Mayor Sheldon to pretend that he's only hiding comments because Bernie Thompson is a foul mouth is an absolute lie. And remember what I told you. Mark Sheldon has several, but he has a major tell when he's lying. Some people say when he's moving his lips. I say, come on, let's not go that far. But when he starts doing this with his elbow, right? When he's talking normal and he's just talking about, I don't know, it's 6:15 p.m., right? His elbow is still. But when he starts to lie, he starts doing this with his elbow. Watch this. Here's what he said at the end of the meeting.
The thing about hiding comments is, folks, we're going to always hide your comments if you can't use appropriate language. If you have curse words in your language, I'm sorry. Nope, you didn't, Ms. Nope, I'm talking about Mr. Thompson when he came up. He was, comments get hidden if they can't be appropriate. And if you use curse words, then that's not appropriate. So do better. Meeting adjourned.
Do better. Meeting adjourned. Hey, Mr. Elbow Flipper. That is so unbelievably ridiculous. Let me show you. I can't even sometimes with these guys. All right, let me show you what I wrote. Right? You want to see the level of profanity? I sent a public record request to the city. And I said, I want to see the list that you have on Facebook that you've entered into there of the words, right? The curse words that will automatically be hidden, because I didn't think they'd have the word damn on there. But guess what they sent me? Well, they sent me a short list, and the very last word on the list was, guess what? Yeah, damn. Now I'm sure it's been on there for a long time. And I'm sure if you look back at comments over the years, you just won't see any with the word damn in it. Here's what I said. Let's Let's go to my Facebook page. All right. I posted this on the Facebook page last week at some point. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So no, it's fine. You can see that. Well, now let me make this full screen for you. Well, I guess that's how they do it now. Okay. All right. So I wrote on November 9, Panama City Beach government is so dishonest. They're hiding comments again. When I asked about it, they accused me of using profanity and advised me to clean it up. Well, here's what I said. Okay. I do show one of your comments hidden. I checked the post and there was profanity. This is what they said. The Facebook profanity filter automatically hides those. Perhaps clean it up. Huh? Perhaps clean it up. Oops. Yeah. So here's what I said. Let me make sure you're seeing this correctly. Yeah. I said, I'm making a public record request for those settings. I'll send the city clerk an email now. And I did. Finally, advising me to clean up my language is rich, coming from a city whose council members have hurled F-bombs and other vile profanity at me inside City Hall. You know, you've seen it. And then I said, by the way, is this the post you were talking about? Okay. This was my profanity. Okay. I wrote, where are all the black employees in a certain picture? There weren't any black employees in a picture that they posted. I said, damn, this picture looks like the men's room at City Hall. No black employees from the street department are allowed. At least that's what the employees claim in their legitimate racial discrimination lawsuit against the city of Panama City Beach. Trial is coming up soon, no? Well, trial's coming up in March, and they're being deposed. That's what I said. Now, does that seem like I'm so profane that they've got to hide it from people? No, they're hiding. Have you had your comments hidden on Panama City Beach Facebook page? We ought to do a list of people. The city really ought to be sued over it. They would lose. All right, let me take a look at some of your comments here. Debbie says, flap that wing to Mark Sheldon. Yeah, he does this when he starts doing the, if you're ever playing poker with him, Debbie, and he makes a bet and he starts doing this with his elbow, go all in. All right. You got him. It's called a tell. Yeah, they really do. You told the mayor, you know, he's lying. Yeah. That's right. All of this will come and bite them in the butt. It really will, Katie. Woo, and soon people will not want to be here if they can't maintain it all. Easy test commented twice with profanity. Yeah, good point. Dylan says he's still waiting on 2 public records as well. Isn't that amazing how long they take? The state statute says it has to be a reasonable amount of time, and then they try and charge you. I don't want to get into the details because they charge you more than any other city in Florida, and there are 412 of them. They're hiding stuff, aren't they? Brian's had his comments hidden. Yep. Okay. I saw that one. All right. Let's see. Did I have anything else I wanted to show you? I showed you all of the comments I made. Who wants to? You want to see Mayor Sheldon do this thing again? All right, let's take one more look, because if you're ever talking to him and he starts doing this, you know what's up.
The thing about hiding comments is, folks, we're going to always hide your comments if you can't use appropriate language. If you have curse words in your language, I'm sorry. Nope, you didn't, Ms. Nope, I'm talking about Mr. Thompson when he came up. He was comments get hidden if they can't be appropriate, and if you use curse words, then that's not appropriate. So do better. Meeting adjourned.
Were you lying then? Are you lying now? Or are you not, in fact, a chronic and habitual liar?
If you've got a honey-do list or you need some work done around the home or office, call Paul, PCB. He's licensed, insured, and he's a friend of mine.
All right. I think the big news is that the city, we know now, has not only purposefully flooded low water for a $21 million grant that they swindled, But now we know that they've also been doing it on Alf Coleman. And if you didn't see the clip, I'm going to end the show now, and you can see it early in the show. It's really, really quite remarkable. Lots of big news this week. It's going to be a big one, and I'll be with you quite a bit. Thanks for being with me, and I will see you in probably tomorrow.